I was giving my dog a treat the other day, and when I realized that one of you had a strong desire for showing AMC some love. And the only way I know how to love someone is through math, so without further ado, let's cover the math we need to know for explaining this short squeeze. So if you guys had seen this same analysis done for GME, right now we have brand new record high short data for AMC, and you are likely not going to want to miss even a second of this. Watch until the end, understand exactly what math is out here. It's going to be fun. I never make math boring. Math is one of the most exciting things in the world, and we are going to put it out here thanks to you, Autistic Lord. Thank you to him. Drop a like and upvote on that source in the description, as well as down in the video you're watching right now. Without further ado, we're going to go back to GME and give both of our brother and sister AMC and GME some love. Without further ado, let's see exactly what the math behind the short squeeze is. If in doubt, do the math. We are sitting on around 245 million shorts, and here's how math will prove it with data from Bloomberg Terminal, Ortex, and S3 to prove it. Right? Some people may remember that previous posts with calculations that gathered some traction. In those, they only use the data that can prove or verify, and let's focus on those numbers. So let's focus on exactly where we are seeing 245 million shorts, and we don't want 245 million likes on this video. I'll be happy to settle for just 1,300 likes on this video. So if you look down and see that we're not quite to 1,300, then go ahead and give it a boost. With help from you, we can get it in front of a bunch of monkeys. The graph below breaks down our situation that he will try to describe in easiest language possible. Right? Excel doing magic. It's calculating the numbers from formulas right here. So we have shorts as percent of free float, right? 32%. We have shorts plus ETF as percent of free float, right? 43%. And then finally shorts plus ETF shorts plus synthetic longs, right? So this is naked. These are naked shorts plus the shorts being kept inside the ETFs, and shorts just generally for AMC. We have 61% of the free float, and that gives us 245 million from this simple Excel formula here. Is it right? Where do we get this data? Make sure that you guys answer those questions before you leave, and always do your own due diligence. Oh, Brandon Butler has found the gorillionaire emoji. Only for the members that have pressed the join button, they can use Gorillion and get access to that emoji there. Below, they'll show you how to understand it and how to get this calculation. Number one, well, here's where they took the insiders, institutional shares, and shares within ETF. As ETFs consist of 70% of institutional owners, therefore, they just have to calculate float times percent of institutions times percent of ETFs equals the number of shares within ETF positions. So this is just some simple, proportions and math here. We have a couple of Bloomberg terminals to give us the newest percent of institutionals. Shares shorted within ETF. For purpose of the calculation, they use the data from here because it summarizes data from all prominent ETFs. You can easily verify those ETFs yourself. That data is good. So float times percent of institutions times ETFs equals the number of shares within ETF position. The number of shares within ETF positions minus the shares available to be shorted equals the shares within ETF positions that are shorted. It's time for Mr. Whiteboard to come out here. All right, so let's see the three different types of shorts that we are counting here. And remember, this is not the only way to drive the price of the stock down and start building on the math behind a squeeze, right? This is just the short squeeze. We also have those married conversions. We also have the other ways that we can measure manipulated markets when the price of a stock gets hurt based on unfair practices. Right now, we're playing around with this, is that we have AMC right here. This is a whiteboard marker, good. AMC, really faint. Let me see if I can find my blue marker. If I can find that blue marker here, we just know that we have three types of shorts here. We just need something visual. We have the actual shorts themselves, right, from AMC, just taking someone's AMC and then giving it to someone else with or without permission. Sometimes you just opt in if you have your share lending program on by default, whether you use Robinhood or Webull or any other broker. Then you have the ETF. These are just fruit baskets of stocks that have been shorted, and specifically ETFs are using certain stocks that we like to hide those shorts within those ETFs. So these are two different calculations of shorts. And then finally, we have shorts that do not exist, are not borrowed from anybody, right? These are the naked shorts. All three of these added together gives us the actual number of shorts yet to cover for AMC. And that number is higher than ever. So here is the AMC as of the ETFs, the fee percent, and then availability. So that is their calculation for how many shorts exist in those ETFs. And number 3, shares on loan is shares shorted. Unlike official data from the 31st of March that states that 73 million, and that's self-reported data for lying, in which fines are laughable. Ortex pays good money for the data in most of the prime brokers. Those are the ones that lend shares. Kind of like how Citadel pays Robinhood for order flow. Right? So now we get to be on the other side of data being bought and sold here. GME making a strong push here. Pay attention, because this is an opportunity for GME to start a mad rip. So the newest data from Ortex panel shows 135.9 million, meaning those geniuses doubled down. Synthetics. Right, we've already talked about calculating synthetic longs here, but thanks to the recent post by Eeyore, which we know this guy is a shill for a very good reason. He is the S3 guy that gives us tweets about the data here. We have both AMC and GME climbing right here. Exciting stuff. Unlike his short estimate, synthetics are the data that can be relied on, at least more or less. This thing is to be also to hide FTDs. So regular short interest is calculated as following, right? But thanks to the post of Eeyore, we now know that S3 SI is calculated this way. So we have shorts divided by shares outstanding plus synthetic longs times 100 is the X% of S3 short interest. That's plain and simple. The only difference is that now we actually add those synthetic longs into the denominator for S3's calculation. So even if they are bearishly trying to cover up the amount of the short interest, we actually still get to be able to reverse engineer how many synthetic longs there are here. That's plain and simple, but math is a great tool. Allows us to reverse every calculation. So take the posts, take Eeyore's post, for example here. 520 million is the subtract actual shares outstanding. So we have 520 million minus actual shares outstanding is the number of synthetic longs hidden in options, are 70 million. So this is just reverse engineering based on S3's calculations that they tweet out and show us there. GME pushing 160, now up 13%. God, this is exciting. So here are some actual dark pool data here. So once again, we saw the meat and potatoes up ahead. If you guys wanted to be here catching up on the hot action, one of the best ways is to hit that subscribe and that bell button to make sure that you don't miss out on another mad rip like the one that we're seeing for both AMC and GME here. So that is where we are going to leave the math section of that video. But I hope you enjoyed that. Drop a like, and we'll see you in the money.